Hey guys, I'm here with Ray, or some of you old classmates may know her as Ray, right? And they call you Ray. So I just finished sculpting a new set on her. I'm just checking the cuticle to make sure that it's really good and flush. I typically will do this when I do a full set just to make sure that, do you see this little line right there? You can kind of get it stuck there, and I don't want any bumps as this grows out, so I typically will just check that real quick right before I do the design. So I'm using Luxio Abyss. Hey Megan. I'm using Luxio Abyss, and this is what a lot of my clients just call classic Jess Fade. I've been doing it forever. I call it Rockstar, which is kind of when someone comes in and they want, for example, Rockstar toes, then I will tell them pick a solid, pick an Aurora, and pick a glitter. And that's how I create Rockstar toes. So this is kind of, some nickname this as a Rockstar glitter fade, because that's the same thing. It's a solid, a glitter, a loose glitter, and a chunky glitter. So I'm doing this about, typically I go just right up over the middle of their nail. Hers are a little bit longer, so I went ahead and just put a little bit of cleanser on my wipe so that it's a little bit damp. And I'm just gonna blend this up. You don't have to be super particular about it because it's gonna be covered in glitter. I just don't wanna have a sharp line. So I'm just blurring this out so that there's no sharp line that I don't have to worry about trying to cover up. So quick. No base coat. Angela, you don't need to do a base coat. This is straight on top of filed gel. Now, if this was filed acrylic, you might have a different story. Go and put that in. It might be a different situation, but with filed gel, you don't need to do a base coat. Let's turn that like that so we can see. Hey, Brenda. Oh, good. Now I can see more comments because I was only seeing one comment. So if I didn't catch it before the next one, I was missing it. So hello, Brenda. Hello, Angela. So this was a full set done with Abyss, or I'm sorry, the clear is done just with the performance structure. And I did the first coat with structure down to the extension, and then the second coat was just done with balance around the cuticle. And then finish file. But no, you don't need base coat when you're going straight onto gel. It's not necessary, but as you can see, it's a nice thin extension. It's hard to get a good view on there, but it's a thin extension, but there's a nice arch in the nail, so she shouldn't have a problem breaking them. We'll say shouldn't, because this is Lorraine we're talking about. Hi, Maribel from Memphis. You know, I have never been to Memphis. One of these days. I typically go to Tennessee for the Gatlinburg show, but I will not be there this year as I will be on a trip with family. So there'll be some other Akzentz girls for sure, but I won't. Hi, Diane. Finally getting to watch live. Yeah, well, it's Thursday, and so typically my later lives are on Thursday night if I go live. And it's been a while. I haven't really gone live very much since before Christmas, so I didn't think anyone missed me. I was in a funk. What do I talk about? What do you want to see, Lorraine, on Just TV?
Your French.
My French. All right, we can do that. I had my main French person this week. And I did do a new sculptured pink and white set this week, which, let me tell you, it has been a minute since I have done that because that's just not that common. Aw, thanks, Brenda.
I almost wanted one if I got my nails short.
Done pink and white. There's a couple ways to do it. If you wanted to do them longer like this, I would extend your nail bed out and do them the way that it's better to file your smile line. But yeah, kind of like the picture, the accents. The main accents picture is one that I did a million years ago. And her nail bed is extended out because she had the tiniest little nail beds ever. And so, and they were done a really long time ago. My pink and whites look better now, definitely, than they did way back then. But that picture still floats around. I think it's still on the main Akzentz webpage. Lorraine can pull it up on her phone. Then I can show you what I'm talking about. So second coat of Abyss. Again, we're just doing a quick blend. Even if I do on fake hands, I don't do fake hands ever. I don't even think I have one. Well, we do have them in the classroom area, but I can't even imagine trying to do nails on fake hands. But I can get models. I can get my nephew. He's got the prettiest hands ever. Oh, thanks, Abby. Abby says she likes the videos. I think everyone likes just, you know, hanging out with clients and like real nails in real time. I mean, there's a lot of nail techs that do great little videos on tips on YouTube, but I try to just do it in a regular appointment time, which, you know, when you deal with regular clients, you can actually see how fast you're trying to work or problems you run into, things like that. I think it's a little bit, it was what made it different. That's why I started doing it. I wanted to do something different. All right, so just quick blend. Again, all I'm trying to do here is just not have a straight line. This is all gonna be basically covered up with glitter anyway, but I just don't wanna have a sharp line on this. So just blending it up. Now, if I was trying to blend it up real careful and create an ombre, I probably would have done a base of, like, say, blush on the nail, because you can see the file markings on here, which is fine for what we're doing. But if I wanted to do just maybe a pink to Abyss fade where it's just no glitter, and I'm trying to have this be a really nice ombre, you're gonna see these file markings if you don't have a, oh, hold on. Did I just bump? No? Okay. Sorry, I thought I hit the light. You're gonna see the file markings. So to hide that, then I probably would have done just a quick coat of blush. So glitter. So I always do, like I said, with my Rockstar glitter fades, I do a solid, I do an Aurora, which these are the Auroras that are gorgeous. So I always do a solid, an Aurora, and then a loose glitter. So these are from Sparkles Nail Products, and if you come to like the Oregon show, I always bring these with me. I don't have them on the website yet, but I have them here if you come shop. So then I'm just going to do a quick drop. So I'm just dropping the Aurora onto the middle of the nail. This is for speed because you don't want to sit and add and then fade and then add and then fade. So just drop a whole bunch on each nail. And then you're gonna go through with the corner of your brush, and this is the 106 brush that I'm using. And I'm just gonna grab with the corner of my brush and pull up. So what makes the Auroras a little bit different than most glitter gels is that there's 3 sizes of glitter in every pot. And I use that to my advantage with this technique by pushing up the glitter and then pulling down the chunky bits. So same with going this way, and it's going to be easier to see going this way, pulling them down, is that as I pull the glitter down, I'm also going to push up the chunkier pieces and get that back towards the center of the nail. And that way, as this fades out, you're left with the microfine and the ultrafine glitter down towards the free edge. And that's what gives you this really cool fade that's gonna look different. See, there's a big chunky one right there. I want it gone. It's gonna give a different faded look than something if you would had done it with a glitter that is only one size. Hi, Michelle. Ideas for an engagement color. Do you mean like for someone doing like engagement picture, something really just neutral? Forever is my favorite bridal color. It's what I wore for my wedding also, but I really discourage brides from going French always, because you have pictures and then you have this white sharp line, and I think it really looks not so pretty. So I always discourage brides from going French. I encourage them to do a light pink or a light blush or a nude color, and you can do something pretty with like a lace stamp or something like that to get a little bit of a design. But when you just go straight French, your bridal pictures, you just see these like white line across the fingers, and I don't like it. So that's my opinion, obviously. There's no, I am picky. I'll tell the brides coming in, I'll be like, you know, you're not maybe gonna like this as much as you think you will in your pictures, because all people are gonna look at is this white line across your finger. At least that's all I see. Instead of like your pretty dress, or when you do pictures with your rings, you're gonna be like focusing on the French instead of your rings, because that's what's obvious. So that's just me. I am picky, but you still come. Lorraine still comes to see me.
Said, for my nails, I told my fiance that I'm wearing that color until we get married.
Wow, are you getting married soon, or you're just telling him he's gonna have to hurry up with it? Right. Hey Michelle, I did a video for you today earlier. I think you were asking about how I faded the glam to clear. So I did a quick video earlier today with the same technique, using just a slightly different color, but I remember you had mentioned that you wanted to see it, so I did do it a little bit earlier. So you can scroll through and check it. All right, so that's the glitter fade. Now you could have your clients just go out literally with this and just top coat it and good to go. But when you rock star it, you wanna go with the loose glitter on top of that. So don't cure, because this glitter is going to stick into your Aurora, and that's how, it's like your glue, okay? And you can add as much or as little as you want. And the trick is once you get it on, before you top coat it, look down the barrel and just tap and make sure there's nothing totally sticking up. And I'm not gonna be using regular top coat on this. As you would guess, using a regular top coat would end up with a very bumpy nail. So 10 points to anyone who knows what top coat I'm gonna use. I know there's some people here that have taken my classes. What am I gonna use? What am I gonna use? We'll see who's watching. Just check it down the barrel. And you can do this with any loose glitter. But typically I go with something really chunky on top of the other three.
Options clear.
That's right, Brenda. Good job. Woo woo.
10 points for you.
10 points for Brenda. We got engaged here. Read that to me.
Oh, we got engaged Xmas Day, and I keep forgetting to paint my nails with engagement while we're still engaged. So I need a couple different fun stuff to do so I don't get bored.
Engagement is a pretty color and really popular right now, because with spring coming, I'm doing a lot of teal and turquoise. I've done teal drop a few times this week too, which is an options color, but a little bit lighter than engagement. But definitely really pretty. Engaged at Christmas. I have to tell you, I was thinking about when I got engaged and like all the work and planning, because one of my good friends is engaged. I'm very excited for her. I haven't gotten to see her in forever because life gets in the way, but I'm super excited that she's engaged. And I remember all the work that goes into planning a wedding. Oh, that was just, it was a lot of work. So just have to say, I do not envy those planning weddings right now. Though planning a building is not easy either. If people want to know how it's going with the property, we went out and weeded like crazy people on Saturday, and then Jared went and excavated so that the septic designer could come out. So we're working on it. Next step is the geologist so that they can come out and do their thing. But hopefully we'll get some news soon. All right, that's it. Rockstar glitter fade. So I'm gonna go ahead and let her cure that. And then we're gonna do this one. And I won't make you watch the whole thing. What I'll do is after that one's cured, I will top coat it so you guys can see how Options Clear works, but I won't make you sit through the whole hand, second hand. And just dropping off glitter. Can always grab more if you need it. This is the Aurora Pearl. This is the newest Aurora that came out. I'm hoping we'll get some more in the future because it's always good to have more glitter. So again, I'm pushing the chunky stuff back towards the middle when I do the fade, and that's what gives you that really nice faded look with the glitter. Oh, it's time.
Hello.
Hello. Next one's here, which means I've got to pick it up a little bit.
Real world nails, guys. This happens.
Next client comes in. It's a long day. Started at 8 this morning, so, and we are going to 10 this evening. That's Pacific Coast time, so most of y'all on the West Coast will for sure be asleep by then. Michelle, you should just come on the nail cruise and get married on there. That's fun. Then it's a write-off. There's been people that have done that. I can't remember who she was. A couple years ago, she got married right before the cruise took off, but you can actually get married on the beach in Hawaii if you wanted to. Then you get like honeymoon and wedding built in one. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. We've got a bunch of cabins booked with some people, and I'll be teaching all week, which will be a good time. Clean off my brush a little bit. So, Lorraine wears her nails a bit longer, so you would book a longer appointment because it takes more time, obviously, to do nails this long. And hope that you get it done in time. Look down the barrel, check it. I wasn't going to do all this part. I was just going to stop. I'm on a roll, people. My next one's here. I got to get them done. I don't like to make people wait too long. I try to keep pretty on schedule. It's a rarity that I get too off with timing. But we started a little bit late. It really has to deal with Seattle traffic, which is never fun.
Yeah, it took like an hour and 20 minutes
to get here.
And I still hopped over in the other lane, and I'll just take the tickets later. Just mail me. But I had to.
The express lane.
Yeah, the express lane. And then somebody had got pulled over in the express lane, and it was one lane.
It made you all nervous.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh.
Well, you can take it if you got the little carpool doodad.
I don't have it. I just let them mail me.
Oh.
But the risk I take to come to you.
I know, man. Dedication.
Yeah.
All right, so see, there's one totally sticking up right there. So if I didn't check that, it would have been a pain when I went and top coated. All right, go ahead and put that in. So now I'm going to do it. Does engagement have enough sticky layer to adhere? I would have to test it and see because I'm not 100% sure. So folks, this is Options Clear, and this is going to be my top coat. And the reason I use this as a top coat is because it's just slightly thicker than Luxio Gloss, which is my normal go-to. And I get a lot on the brush and float it over the glitter because we don't finish file after this. This is the final layer. And so if you float it, oh, there's stuff on my brush I gotta get off. Glitter is not invited to the top coat party. And it self-levels nicely, so you don't have to worry about it being all bumpy. If it's really warm in your salon or in your location and you feel like it's starting to run into the cuticle, just flash cure it for a few seconds and then do the next nail and you'll be fine. And I'm very carefully just floating over the nail when I do this. So if I wanted to make sure this isn't going to run on me, checking the line of light and there's no bumps, so that's what you're looking for, is to make sure you've got enough floated over your glitter that you don't have bumps. Go ahead and put that in for a second. While that's in,
Brenda said, what about
crystal clear is fine too. The reason I typically, this is how we refill, by the way, that's Options Clear. The reason, no, come back. The reason I typically will use Options Clear is because it adds flexibility. And a lot of people will think, oh, the harder the better. And that's not necessarily true. You already have a hard nail base. And if you add the flexibility of Options Clear, you actually get a stronger nail because it's going to give a little bit when they get banged. So if you have a client that is constantly chipping or breaking maybe the corners of their nails with whatever gel polish you're using, it's because it's really hard and they need a little bit more flexibility. So what you could do is try it with your gel polish, because I can only tell you that I know it works with Akzentz if you need flexibility. But if you have a different kind of gel polish, try it as a top coat and see if that helps with your problem clients that break their nails. Okay, freeze that for a second. That's enough. And so up at the cuticle here, it's just clear. So as this grows out, it's completely hidden. And so I have a couple clients that live out of state, and so when they come in, they always get this because they literally can go a couple of months and they're still getting compliments on this kind of a design. So float it over the nail. And then you can check from the side the line of light. Do you guys see that reflection? It's really, really nice, and you don't have there's a little bit of bubbles in the tip there just because I squeezed it right out a second ago. But you can get that on there, smooth it out. Now if you end up with a spot that you think, okay, there's a little bit of a glitter right here, take your nippers, grab the glitter and yank it out. And then just wiggle your brush over that spot. There you go. Okay, now she can go in and stay in. And that will, she'll get a completely smooth nail. This one, see how that corner of that glitter is sticking up? Just grab it and take it away. So it's a bit warm in here, which is why I'm freezing after 2 nails. But I'm using this as a bit of strength. So when you're filing your nails, if you're doing a full set or a fill and you're filing your nails and you know that you're going to be doing Options Clear as a top coat, you can make your nails a little bit thinner because your Options Clear is going to add a little bit of bulk and a lot of strength, so you can make your nails a little bit thinner. It works really well as an overlay product as well. If I have someone who lifts with a harder gel, I will try them in like Options Crystal Clear, because it's just a bit more flexible than a hard gel, and a lot of the time it solves all their problems. And if they need even more flex, then you can go to Options Clear. Now, why they called it Options Clear and Options Crystal Clear, I think it's just to confuse everyone. But the basic difference is Options Clear is more flexible and Options Crystal Clear is harder. Go ahead and freeze that for a second. Hey, Heather. Okay. All right, I see a little bit of glitter sticking out on this side. Just gonna cut it down so it doesn't interfere. Get that up near the cuticle. And then float it down over the nail. Always grab more instead of streak it. If your brush is flaring out at all when you're doing this, you're pressing too hard and you're not going to get a completely smooth nail. The trick for this is to make sure you're really floating your brush over the nail so that you get a completely smooth gloss. Just removing a little on the tip, make sure it's thin. Okay, freeze. Hi, Diane. Oh, I'm glad you like them. She actually pulled this picture off of an old Instagram photo of mine, and so I think the base color is the same, and then I just said pick the glitters you want. So the glitters are a little different because I know when I did that set that Aurora Pearl did not exist, so they're definitely a little bit different. Just a little bit. I'm pretty sure that Aurora Pearl didn't exist at that point in time.
I think so. It doesn't have a name.
I didn't name it?
No, you didn't name it.
Oh, bad me. So again, I'm just checking the line of light. If you rotate the nail, you can see the reflection on top of the nail. So you can see if it's got any spots where there's glitter sticking up, like there's a little spot right there. With Options Clear, you can just drop it right in and it's gonna self-level in. All right. And your Options Clear does have a tacky layer, so you wanna give it a quick wipe. And then I always, no matter what set I'm doing, go around the edges, because you're gonna end up with a little bit of misshaping from your gloss, or maybe the gloss is sticking down on the side a little bit. I just always go around the edges. I feel like it gives it a much more finished look. And then I take my e-file always. This is the amazing Phantom. It's beautiful and tiny. And go up underneath it. Now, if she's got, hers aren't too C-curved, but if I had pinched these and I had too much of a C-curve, I would switch to a skinnier bit. But I'm just going in at an angle, do you see that? And that's just allowing me to thin out the very edge of her nail so that you have a nice thin free edge. And I do that on every service, every time. If it's a fill, you want to do that because it removes the end of the natural nail that tends to curl down away from the gel, and you don't want that. So there's multiple reasons as to why you should be using an e-file at the very end to do that. So, but here we go. Lorraine's finished set with Abyss and Aurora Pearl. And thanks for joining us tonight. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.